I had a really stiff neck and I had a knot in my back.
I used to weightlift a lot and I damaged my shoulders. All of a sudden I noticed that now lifting my arms, I had such pain in here.
I've been a type 2 diabetic for over 25 years. Diabetic neuropathy set in, meaning my lower extremities and especially my feet became numb.
I was in intense pain constantly. My right side was just horrific.
I have a sciatic nerve in my lower back, and so at one point not even able to walk.
I didn't know what kind of shape I would end up in. Somebody plowed into the back of my car and totaled it. I felt my neck do that, and I was like, that's whiplash, that's not good. All I could think about was getting home and getting on my AVACEN. And I'd put my hand in the machine and it'd all go away. You know, I'd turn my head carefully and I was like, well, that's okay. And wow, that's okay. And I didn't have any pain.
When I stuck my hand in the AVACEN, within like 7-8 minutes, I could literally feel it just opening my whole back up.
Since I've been using this machine, I'm not having that problem. I don't have any pain now.
Through the AVACEN, the numbness has subsided. I could start feeling my toes again.
I put my hand in there. All of a sudden, I realized my arm didn't hurt anymore. I use the AVACEN every day. It has just changed my life.
There's no more pain there like this, you know, when I raise my arms.
This is the power of the unit because you're literally heating up all the blood supply in the body.
I was so impressed by this machine that's so simple, and it's a Class 2 medical device, it's FDA cleared. The effects are astounding.
It just helped me heal in this crazy fast fashion. I didn't have any more tears the whole time because I wasn't hurting. And I needed that. I needed the AVACEN to get through that whole ordeal.
I have been saying to my patients, right, I want a doctor in your house. And I call the AVACEN the doctor in the house.
So I loaded up my 4-year-old behind me in the car and started driving down this little 2-lane highway about 70 miles an hour in the rain. And I hydroplaned, hit a tree 70+ miles an hour, 6 feet up in the air. My daughter was behind me, and it was a really horrible accident. There was at least 2 feet of intrusion on the passenger side of the car. Had my daughter been in the middle of the car, she wouldn't have made it. She was right behind me. So I tried to turn and I couldn't, things weren't moving right, and so I started yelling for someone to get my daughter out. Some lady was just there, and I know she was an angel, she had to have been. She got my daughter out. So we got to the hospital, and for the first time in my life, I was a level 1 trauma. They sent me over for a pan scan, and they just scanned me from the top of my head all the way down to my toes, and they found that I had a right pneumothorax, right pulmonary contusions. I had a left comminuted scapular fracture, and when the doctor explained it to me, he said it's basically your scapula has just broken in 2 pieces like a storybook. I hurt everywhere. I was a mess, you know. They admitted me into the hospital. So within 6 hours of my accident, I'm still in the ER, and my dad brings the AVACEN into the ER, and I put my hand in it, and probably within 7 to 8 minutes, the pain was just melted. And I just started crying because I wasn't hurting like that anymore. So I stayed one night, and the next day when they all came in to talk to me, and they were like, we're gonna keep you for ortho surgery. And I said, no. They said, well, you're not gonna have the pain medicine at home. I said, I'm not taking pain medicine here. The only time y'all have given me anything for pain is when I first got here, I took fentanyl. And since then, I have had nothing. On day 11, I was out of my wheelchair and using a walker. I used my walker for 2 weeks, and then I didn't need it anymore. So when I show up to see my ortho follow-up, right, which is, I saw him four weeks after the accident, I showed up and he's like, well, you're standing. I said, I can stand. He said, that's really impressive. I said, I know. He said, okay, are you walking? I said, well, I've been afraid to walk, but I can stand. He said, well, if you can stand, try walking. And I said, okay, so I was walking. I was walking well a month after the accident, and then I went back to work at 6 weeks. So this crazy accident that should have killed me, I got multiple fractures. I had a punctured lung, pulmonary contusions, all of these crazy injuries. I healed so quickly, and I didn't have to have any pain medicine.
One of the things with many conditions and diseases we have by a variety of names have a basic premise is that they don't like oxygen, whether it's an infection, a parasite, a mold. They don't thrive well in oxygen. None of them. And increased blood flow transports more oxygens to the cells. And so cancer, it hates oxygen, as many conditions do. And the other thing with the Avacen, it's increasing your alkalinity. And again, these pathogens and infections we have can't survive in an alkaline environment. A study just came out of Israel on the 9th of September showing that if you can increase the oxygen and the blood supply, you will reverse Alzheimer's.
If you can increase the blood flow through heat to these areas, especially the outer extremities, the feet and the hands and the brain, something's going to improve if there's a problem. One of the things that I've noticed that is really unique for me is I don't wear glasses at all anymore. I can read small print. I couldn't a year and a half ago. I had the 150, 250s, was buying them everywhere around the house. I don't wear them anymore. I don't have to.
We've always said if you give the body the right tools and the right things it needs, it will repair itself.
It helps control your glucose levels in your blood. It's really one of the major positive factors the Avacen has with diabetes. I feel great.
I got aspirated pneumonia where I swallowed something. I started having trouble breathing and coughing, and I let it get more and more, and I was saying, oh my gosh, I got to get my hand in that Avacen. I just started doing the Avacen every hour for 30 minutes, and I kicked all that pneumonia out. No more breathing problems, no coughing, nothing. I don't know anything this Avacen won't do, but I believe it will do anything. Just put your hand in and see what it'll do for you.
I was trimming limbs at my church, and I was using loppers, and I was pulling down real hard. I had a limb about 2 inches around, and when it went through, the handle come down and hit me on the arm, right here, and just peeled the skin back. I was bleeding like a stuck pig, and I had to go to the doctor, so cleaned it all up. And when he got done, he said, well, it's going to take you 4 to 6 weeks for that to heal up properly. And I use the Avacen every day. It has just changed my life. In 10 days, that arm was healed completely.
I've experienced asthma. The pain, it just rolls over you. It's like you're standing at the ocean and you step in, and all of a sudden it just rolls over you. And I just don't experience that anymore, and I don't take anything, nothing. I don't take asthma medication. I don't take pain medicine. No, I mean, nothing.
I was full of inflammation. I was hurting so bad I had a hard time walking. And the first time I put my hand in the machine, I felt the warmth, and I felt the inflammation just coming out of me. I loved it. And then I got up and I went, wow, I'm not hurting as bad. I have no problem walking. My knees don't give out on me. Pain is not there. I just feel amazing.
I use my Avacen when I go to sleep at night. I turn it on for the full 30-minute cycle. I sleep very soundly. And then when I get up in the morning, I use it another 30 minutes to start my day. I know that it's given me a much more quality of life.
First time I used it, I noticed right away that night, I slept the best sleep I'd had for a long time. And I have found myself with my hand in the Avacen, and I put it on a 30-minute treatment. Next thing I know, I'm waking back up because I just relaxed so much I went to sleep. And I've put people on the Avacen so many times that they just nod off because it's relaxed them so much. It does relax all your muscles.
Nighttime, I like to put my hand in the machine before I go to bed, and within 5 minutes I'm gone. That's one of the other benefits of the machine is I sleep. It puts me to sleep within 5 to 10 minutes. It's amazing. I'm relaxed and my blood flow is increasing, and when your blood flow increases, wonderful things happen in your body.
This machine does a lot. People are not going to know what they really have until they start working with it. But I'm glad that I got my Avacen because I'm sure I'm enjoying resting and having energy, because it gives you energy also. You can feel a difference on the inside.
Deep sleep. I mean, deep sleep. In the mornings, you don't feel as sleepy as you would at night.
One of my most interesting cases is that I had a mom where, although I've helped her a lot of times, this baby wasn't growing. So we had a heartbeat, we had movement, we knew the baby was there, but her tummy wasn't changing size for 8 weeks. And I did all my naturopathic things. Usually I can always make a change in this with better diet and more protein and the right salt and all the important things. Nothing made a change at all, and we had done everything right. And we were really concerned. This was a transport, it was a concern for the baby, it was probably gonna be a NICU time for the baby when it was born. It was very small, I thought maybe it was 4 pounds. There's no deformities, there's no known illness or disease, the baby's just not the right size. And they basically had decided to induce her in a few weeks if nothing changed, which commonly, nothing changes. You're kind of just giving it some time in case you've misjudged something, but the truth is, usually this is just not a good story. So I had the machine and I said, I think we have to do this. It increases circulation. It can only bring better stuff to your baby. She got it in there in a half an hour, once, sometimes twice a day on a good day. Within 10 days, she said, the ladies at church say I look bigger. My pants are tighter. I feel the baby moving in a way I haven't felt the whole pregnancy, just like it's such a big deal. 10 days. I'm like, oh, we're on to something. We're on to something. I measure, we get 2 centimeters bigger. It's the first time she's changed shape in 2.5 months. It's such an important deal. This is this family's whole story. She births the baby 5 weeks later. She's clearly growing, so we just go along. She goes into labor naturally. We were able to have a home birth safely, which was her dream. And the baby was born at 5 pounds, 12 ounces. So for sure, 1 pound and 4 ounces more, maybe 1.5 pounds in only 5 weeks. This is such a big deal. The baby is in such good condition, so bright-eyed, so smart. I don't even know all of how it worked, but there's no contraindications. There's no reason to not use it with the pregnant ladies, and it can only help increase the nutrition and the circulation that is everything at that point. It brought us chills.
My skin, okay, while it was fixing all these broken things, okay, my skin just became so much prettier and my pores got smaller and I'm not oily all the time anymore. I mean, I still have very oily skin, but not like it was. I mean, how awesome is that? It's wonderful.
I've taken so many pain medications. I've been on every opioid you can think of, which I was popping those like candy. Now I take zero, nothing.
I have degenerative arthritis in my C3. The pain is excruciating. And as long as I put my hand in the machine 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, I don't experience any pain.
It's gonna keep me younger. It's gonna help me just live life and really enjoy it from not having any pain. I look at people that have pain and arthritis and all that, and that's a terrible way to live.
Once you try it and you see your condition change and you know you've done nothing but the AVACEN, it's a miracle.
I don't take any medications anymore. I used to take 2 blood pressure medications, and when I go see the doctor now, it runs 118 to 120 over 68 to 70. 72-year-old man, that's perfect.
Your whole family can use it. Everybody can use it. Children have used it. Older people have used it. Elderly, all ages. I haven't seen anybody have any side effect.
My health is so much better, and I'm so grateful for it.
I don't think there's a price you can put on the AVACEN. There isn't anything more important than health.
You don't have to live with pain anymore unless you choose to. I don't know why anyone would not try it.
It's not expensive when you look at how much people spend for their health. They're spending all the money to get their wealth, and then they spend it all on their health. And this is just like a doctor in a box.
First thing is to try it for yourself. What have you got to lose? Just your pain.
The information shared in this program are the views and experiences of those individuals and may not represent the views of AVACEN Medical, and results described may vary by individual. Further, their statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. AVACEN FDA 510K clearance. The AVACEN is a heat therapy system indicated for the temporary relief of minor muscle and joint pain and stiffness. the temporary relief of joint pain associated with arthritis, muscle spasms, minor strains and sprains, muscular relaxation, and the temporary increase of local circulation where applied. Important notices. AVACEN Medical did not maintain a level of control over, involvement with, or influence over the AVACEN device experiences shared in this video. AVACEN Medical has examined numerous peer-reviewed heat therapy and relaxation studies associated with the experiences shared in this video. AVACEN believes these studies substantiate and support the results claimed. AVACEN Medical recommends that you consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.